Haribol Dandot Pranam. So I was reciting Sri Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Today I am going to recite Madhya Lila, chapter 19. The Lord instructs Srila Rupa Goswami. So before reciting the same, let me pray to Srila Gurudev, to the Guru Varga, to the Supreme Lord and His loving associates. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Sri Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Madhya Lila, chapter 19. First I am going to recite text 1 to 7. Vrindavaniyam rasakeli vartam kalena luptam nijashakti utkah sancharya rupe vetanot punah sa prabhur vidhau prag iva loka srishtim. जय जय श्री चैतन्य, जय नित्यानंद, जय अद्वैत चंद्र, जय गौर भक्त वृंद। श्री रूप सनातन रहे राम केली ग्रामे प्रभुरे मिलिया गेला आपन भवने। दुई भाई विषय त्यागेर उपाय सृजिल भाव धन दिया दुई ब्राह्मणे वरिल। कृष्ण मंत्रे कराइला दुई पुरस्चरण अचिरात पाइबारे चैतन्य चरण। श्री रूप गोसाई तबे नौकाते भरिया आपनार घरे आइला बहु धन लैया। ब्राह्मण वैष्णवे दिला तार अर्ध धने एक चौथी धन दिला कुटुंब भरणे। Translation. Before the creation of this cosmic manifestation, the Lord enlightened the heart of Lord Brahma with the details of the creation and manifested the Vedic knowledge. In exactly the same way, the Lord, being anxious to revive the Vrindavan pastimes of Lord Krishna, impregnated the heart of Rupa Goswami with spiritual potency. By this potency, Srila Rupa Goswami could revive the activities of Krishna in Vrindavan. Activities almost lost to memory. In this way, he spread Krishna consciousness throughout the world. All glories to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Chandra, and all glories to all the devotees of the Lord. After meeting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the village of Ramakeli, the brothers Rup and Sanatan returned to their homes. The two brothers devised a means whereby they could give up their material activities. For this purpose, they appointed two Brahmins and paid them a large amount of money. The Brahmins performed religious ceremonies and chanted the holy name of Krishna so that the two brothers might attain shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very soon. At this time, Sri Rupa Goswami returned home, taking with him large quantities of riches loaded in boats. Srila Rupa Goswami divided the wealth that he brought back home. He gave 50% in charity to Brahmins and Vaishnavas and 25% to his relatives. Text 8 to 16. दंड बंध लागी चौथी संचय करीला भाल भाल विप्र स्थाने स्थाप्य राखिला गौड़े राखिला मुद्रा 10,000 सनातन व्यय करे राखे मुड़ी करे श्री रूप सुनीला प्रभुर नीलाद्रि गमन वनपथे जाबेन प्रभु श्री वृंदावन रूप गोसाई नीलाचले पठाइला दुई जन प्रभु जाबे वृंदावन करे न गमन शीघ्र आसी मोरे तार दिबा समाचार सुनिया तद अनुरूप करीबा व्यवहार ईथा सनातन गोसाई भावे मने मने राजा मोरे प्रीति करे से मोर बंधन कौन मते राजा यदि मोरे क्रुद्ध है तबे अव्याहति है करिलो निश्चय अस्वस्थ्यारे छद्म करी रहे निज गरे राज कार्य छाड़िला ना जाय राज द्वारे लोभी कायस्थगण राजा कार्य करे आपने स्वग्रहे करे शास्त्रे विचारे. Translation. Sri Rupa Goswami kept one-fourth of his wealth with a respectable Brahmin. He kept this for his personal safety because he was expecting some legal complications. He deposited 10,000 coins which were later spent by Srila Sanatana Goswami in the custody of a local Bengali grocer. Sri Rupa Goswami heard that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had returned to Jagannath Puri and was preparing to go to Vrindavan through the forest. Sri Rupa Goswami sent two people to Jagannath Puri to find out when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would depart for Vrindavan. Sri Rupa Goswami told the two men, "You are to return quickly and let me know when he will depart, then I shall make the proper arrangements." While Sanatana Goswami was in Gaudadesh, he was thinking, "The Nawab is very pleased with me, I certainly have an obligation. If the Nawab somehow or other becomes angry with me, I shall be greatly relieved." That is my conclusion. On the pretext of bad health, Sanatana Goswami remained home. Thus he gave up government service and did not go to the royal court. The greedy masters of his clerical and secretarial staff performed the government duties while Sanatana personally remained home and discussed the revealed scriptures. Text 17 to 19. भट्टाचार्य पंडित 20-30 लैया भागवत विचार करे न सभाति बसिया. आर दिन गौड़ेश्वर संगे एक जन आचंबिते गोसाई सभाते कैलागमन. पाठ शाह देखिया सबे संभ्रमे उठिला संभ्रमे आसन दिया राजा रे बसाइला. Translation. Sri Sanatana Goswami used to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam in an assembly of 20 or 30 learned Brahmin scholars. While Sanatana Goswami was studying Srimad Bhagavatam in the assembly of learned Brahmins, one day the Nawab of Bengal and another person suddenly appeared. As soon as all the Brahmins and Sanatana Goswami saw the Nawab appear, they all stood up and respectfully gave him a sitting place to honor him. Text 20 to 27. राजा कहे तोमार स्थाने वैद्य पाठाइलुन वैद्य कहे व्याधि नाही सुस्त जे देखिलु। आमार जे किछु कार्य सब तोमा लैया, कार्य छाड़ी रहिला तुम्ही घरे ते बसिया। मोर जत कार्य काम सब कैला नाश, की तोमार हृदय आचे कहो मोर पास। सनातन कहे नहीं आमा हैते काम, आर एक जन दिया कर समाधान। तबे क्रुद्ध हैया राजा कहे आर बार, तोमार बड़ भाई करी करे दस्यु व्यवहार। जीव बहु मारी कैल चाकला सब नाश, एथा तुम्ही कैला मोर सर्व कार्य नाश। सनातन कहे तुम्ही स्वतंत्र गौड़ेश्वर, जे जेई दोष करे देह तार फल। एत सुनी गौड़ेश्वर उठी घरे गेला, पलाईबा बली सनातन रे बांधिला। Translation: The Nawab said, I sent my physician to you, and he has reported that you are not diseased. As far as he could see, you are completely healthy. I am depending on you to carry out so many of my activities, but you have given up your governmental duties to sit here at home. You have spoiled all my activities. What is your intention? Please tell me frankly. Sanatana Goswami replied, you can no longer expect any service from me. Please arrange for someone else to tend the management. Becoming angry with Sanatana Goswami, the Nawab said, your elder brother is acting just like a plunderer. By killing many living entities, your elder brother has destroyed all Bengal. Now here you are destroying all my plans. Sanatana Goswami said, you are the supreme ruler of Bengal and are completely independent. Whenever someone commits a fault, you punish him accordingly. Hearing this, the Nawab of Bengal stood up and returned to his home. He ordered the arrest of Sanatana Goswami so that he would not be able to leave. Text 28 to 36. हेन काले गेला राजा उड़िया मारिते, सनातने कहे तुम्ही चल मोर साथे। तेहो कहे जाबे तुम्ही देवताए दुख दीते, मोर शक्ति नाही तोमार संगे जायते। तबे तारे बांधी राखी करीला गमन, एथा नीलाचल हैते प्रभु चलीला वृंदावन। तबे से दुई चर रूप ठाई आइला, वृंदावन चलीला प्रभु आसिया कहिला। सुनिया श्री रूप लिखिला सनातन ठाई, वृंदावन चलीला श्री चैतन्य गोसाई। आमी दुई भाई चलीलान ताहारे मिलीते, तुम्ही जैछे तैछे छूटी आइस ताहा हेते। 10 सहस्र मुद्रा तथा अच्छे मुड़ी स्थाने, ताहा दिया कर शीघ्र आत्मा विमोचने। जैछे तैछे छूटी तुम्ही आइस वृंदावन, एत लिखी दुई भाई करीला गमन। अनुपम मल्लिका तार नाम, श्री वल्लभ रूप गोसाई छोटा भाई परम वैष्णव। Translation: At this time the Nawab was going to attack the province of Orissa and he told Sanatana Goswami, come along with me. Sanatana Goswami replied, you are going to Orissa to give pain to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For this reason, I am powerless to go with you. The Nawab again arrested Sanatana Goswami and kept him in prison. At this time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu departed for Vrindavan from Jagannath Puri. The two persons who went to Jagannath Puri to inquire about the Lord's departure returned and informed Rupa Goswami that the Lord had already departed for Vrindavan. Upon receiving this message from his two messengers, Rupa Goswami immediately wrote a letter to Sanatana Goswami saying that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had departed for Vrindavan. In his letter to Sanatana Goswami, Srila Rupa Goswami wrote, we two brothers are starting out to go to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You must also somehow or other get released and come meters. Rupa Goswami further informed Srila Sanatana Goswami, I have left a deposit of 10,000 coins with the grocer, that money to get out of prison. Somehow or other get yourself released and come to Vrindavan. After writing this, the two brothers Rupa Goswami and Anupam went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Rupa Goswami's younger brother was a great devotee whose actual name was Sri Vallabh, but he was given the name Anupama Malik. Text 37 to 45. ताहा लैया रूप गोसाई प्रयागे आइला, महाप्रभु ताहा सुनी आनंदित हिला। प्रभु चलिया छेन बिंदु माधव दर्शने, लक्ष लक्ष लोक आइसे प्रभुर मिलने। केहो कांदे केहो हासे केहो नाचे गाय, कृष्ण कृष्ण बली केहो गड़ागड़ी जाए। गंगा जमुना प्रयाग नारिल डुबाइते, प्रभु डुबाइला कृष्ण प्रेमेर वन्याते। भीड़ देखी दुई भाई रहिला निर्जने, प्रभुर आवेश हईल माधव दर्शने। प्रेमावेशे नाचे प्रभु हरिध्वनि करी, ऊर्ध्व बाहु करी बोले बोल हरि हरि। प्रभुर महिमा देखी लोके चमत्कार, प्रयागे प्रभुर लीला नारी वर्णिबार। दाक्षिणात्य विप्र सने आछे परिचय, से विप्र निमंत्रिया नीला निजालये। विप्र ग्रहे आसी प्रभु निभृते बसीला, श्री रूप वल्लभ दूहे आसिया मिलीला। Translation. Sri Rupa Goswami and Anupama Malik went to Prayag and they were very pleased to hear the news that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there. At Prayag, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to see the temple of Bindu Madhav, and many hundreds of thousands of people followed him just to meet him. Some of the people following the Lord were crying, some were laughing, some dancing and some chanting. Indeed, some of them were rolling on the ground exclaiming, Krishna, Krishna. Prayag is located at the confluence of two rivers, the Ganga and the Yamuna. Although these rivers were not able to flood Prayag with water, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inundated the whole area with waves of ecstatic love for Krishna. Seeing the great crowd, the two brothers remained standing in a secluded place. They could see that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was ecstatic to see Lord Bindu Madhav. The Lord was loudly chanting the holy names of Hari. Dancing in ecstatic love and raising his arms, he asked everyone to chant Hari Hari. Everyone was astounded to see the greatness of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Indeed, I cannot properly describe the pastimes of the Lord at Prayag. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had made an acquaintance with a Brahmin from Deccan in South India, and that Brahmin invited him for meals and took him to his place. While Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting in a solitary place in the home of that Brahmin, Rupa Goswami and Sri Vallabha Anupama Malik came to meet him. Text 46 to 53. दुई गुच्छ तृण दुहे दशने धरिया, प्रभु देखी दूरे पड़े दंडवत हैया। नाना श्लोक पढ़ी उठे पड़े बार बार, प्रभु देखी प्रेमावेशे हैला दुहार। श्री रूप देखिया प्रभुर प्रसन्न हईल मन, उठ उठ रूप आइस बलीला वचन। कृष्णेर करुणा किछु ना जाय वर्णने, विषय खूप हिते काडिला तोमा दुई जने। न मे अभक्तः चतुर्वेदी मद्भक्तः स्वपचः प्रियः, तस्मै देयं ततो ग्राह्यं स च पूज्यो यथा ही अहम्। यही श्लोक पढ़ी दुहारे कैला आलिंगन, कृपाते दुहार माथाए धरीला चरण। प्रभु कृपा पाइया दुहे दुई हाथ जुड़ी, दिन दीन हैया स्तुति करे विनय आचरी। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतुषे नमः. Translation. Seeing the Lord from a distance, the two brothers put two clumps of straw between their teeth and immediately fell down on the ground like rods, offering him obeisances. Both brothers were overwhelmed with ecstatic emotion, and reciting various Sanskrit verses, they stood up and fell down again and again. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased to see Srila Rupa Goswami, and he told him, stand up, my dear Rupa, come here." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said, "It is not possible to describe Krishna's mercy, for he has delivered you both from the well of material enjoyment." Then he quoted a verse. The meaning is, Lord Krishna said, "Even though a person is very learned scholar of the Sanskrit Vedic literatures, he is not accepted as my devotee unless he is pure in devotional service. Even though a person is born in a family of dog eaters, he is very dear to me if he is a pure devotee who has no motive to enjoy fruitive activities or mental speculation. Indeed, all respect should be given to him, and whatever he offers should be accepted. Such devotees are as worshipable as I am." After reciting this verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced the two brothers, and out of his causeless mercy, he placed his feet on their heads. After receiving the Lord's causeless mercy, the two brothers folded their hands and in great humility offered the following prayers unto the Lord. "O most munificent incarnation, you are Krishna himself appearing as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden color of Srimati Radharani, and you are widely distributing pure love of Krishna. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you." Text 54 to 61. "Yo agnanamattam bhuvanam dayalur ullagayan api akarot pramattam swaprema sampat sudhayad bhuteham Sri Krishna Chaitanyam amum prapadye." तबे महाप्रभु तारे निकटे बसाइला, सनातनेर वार्ता कहो ताहारे पूछिला। रूप कहे न तेहो बंदी है राजगरे, तुम्ही यदि उद्धार तबे हैबे उद्धारे। प्रभु कहे सनातनेर हैया छे मोचन, अचिरात आमा सह हैबे मिलन। मध्यान करिते विप्र प्रभुरे कहिला, रूप गोसाई से दिवस तथाई रहिला। भट्टाचार्य दुई भाइये निमंत्रण कैला, प्रभुर शेष प्रसाद पात्र दुई भाई पाइला। त्रिवेणी ऊपर प्रभुर वास गरस्थान, दुई भाई वासा कैला प्रभु सन्निधान। से काले वल्लभ भट्ट रहे आडाइल ग्रामे, महाप्रभु आइला सुनी आइला तार स्थाने। Translation. We offer our respectful obeisances unto that merciful Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has converted all three worlds which were maddened by ignorance and saved them from their diseased condition by making them mad with the nectar from the treasure house of love of God. Let us take full shelter of that personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, whose activities are wonderful. After this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat them down by his side and asked them, "What news do you have of Sanatan?" Rupa Goswami replied, "Sanatan has now been arrested by the government of Hussain Shah. If you kindly save him, he can be liberated from that entanglement." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately replied, "Sanatan has already been released from his confinement, and he will very soon meet with me. The Brahmin then requested Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to accept his lunch. Rupa Goswami also remained there that day. Balabhadra Bhattacharya invited the two brothers to take lunch also. The remnants of food from the plate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were offered to them. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu selected his residence beside the confluence of the Ganga and the Yamuna, a place called Triveni. The two brothers, Rupa Goswami and Sri Vallabha, selected their residence near the Lord's. At that time, Sri Vallabha Bhatta was staying at Adail Gram, and when he heard that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had arrived, he went to his place to see him. Text 62 to 67. तेहो दंडवत कैला प्रभु कैला आलिंगन दुई जने कृष्ण कथा हैल कतक्षण कृष्ण कथाय प्रभुर महाप्रेम उठाइल भट्टेर संकोच प्रभु संवरण कैल अंतरे गर गर प्रेम नहे संवरण देखी चमत्कार हैल वल्लभ भट्टेर मन तबे भट्ट महाप्रभुरे निमंत्रण कैला महाप्रभु दुई भाई तहारे मिलाइला दुई भाई दूर हईते भूमि ते पड़िया भट्टे दंडवत कैला अति दीन हैया भट्ट मिली बारे जाय दुहे पलाय दूरे अस्पृश्य पामर मुई ना छुनिया मोरे. Translation. Vallabha Bhattacharya offered Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu his obeisances and the Lord embraced him. After that they discussed topics about Krishna for some time. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt great ecstatic love when they began discussing Krishna, but the Lord checked his feelings because he felt shy before Vallabha Bhatta. Although the Lord restrained himself externally, ecstatic love raged within. There was no checking that. Vallabha Bhatta was astonished to detect this. Thereafter, Vallabha Bhatta invited Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for lunch, and the Lord introduced the brothers Rup and Vallabh to him. From a distance, the brothers Rupa Goswami and Sri Vallabha fell on the ground and offered obeisances to Vallabha Bhatta with great humility. When Vallabha Bhattacharya walked toward them, they ran away to a more distant place. Rupa Goswami said, I am untouchable and most sinful. Please do not touch me. Text 68 to 73. भट्टेर विस्मय हैल प्रभुर हर्ष मन भट्टेरे कहिला प्रभु तार विवरण. इहो ना स्पर्शिह इहो जाति अतिहीन वैदिक याज्ञिक तुम्ही कुलीन प्रवीण. दोहार मुखे निरंतर कृष्ण नाम सुनी भट्ट कहे प्रभुर किछु इंगित भंगी जानी. दोहार मुखे कृष्ण नाम करिछे नर्तन यही दुई अधम नहीं है सर्वोत्तम. अहो बत स्वपचो अतो गरियान यद जीवाग्रे वर्तते नाम तुभ्यम ते पुस्तपस्ते जुहुः शश्नोरार्या ब्रह्मानुचूर नाम ग्रन्थंती येते. सुनी महाप्रभु तारे बहु प्रशंसिला प्रेमाविष्ट यह श्लोक पढ़िते लागिला. ट्रांसलेशन. Vallabha Bhattacharya was very much surprised at this. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, however, was very pleased and he therefore spoke to him this description of Rupa Goswami. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, don't touch him, for he belongs to a very low caste. You are a follower of Vedic principles and are a very well experienced performer of many sacrifices. You also belong to aristocracy. Hearing the holy name constantly vibrated by the two brothers, Vallabha Bhattacharya could understand the hints of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vallabha Bhattacharya said, since these two are constantly chanting the holy names of Krishna, how can they be untouchable? On the contrary, they are most exalted. Vallabha Bhattacharya then recited the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 3:37-7. The meaning is, my dear Lord, one who always keeps your holy name on his tongue becomes greater than an initiated Brahmin. Although he may be born in a family of dog eaters and may therefore, by material calculation, be the lowest among men, he is still glorious. This is the wonderful effect of chanting the holy name of the Lord. It is therefore concluded that one who chants the holy name of the Lord should be understood to have performed all kinds of austerities and great sacrifices mentioned in the Vedas. He has already taken his bath in all the holy places of pilgrimage. He has studied all the Vedas and he is actually an Aryan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased to hear Vallabha Bhatta quoting from Shastra about the position of a devotee. The Lord praised him personally and feeling ecstatic love of Godhead began to quote many verses from the Shastra. Text 74-81. Suchihi sadbhakti dipagni dagda durjati kalmashaha स्वपाको अपि बुद्धैः श्लाघ्यो न वेदज्ञो अपि नास्तिकः भगवद भक्ति हीनस्य जातिः शास्त्रं जपस्तपः अप्राणस्येव देहस्य मंदनम लोकरंजनम प्रभुर प्रेमावेश आर प्रभाव भक्ति सार सौंदर्य आदि देखी भट्टे रहिल चमत्कार सगणे प्रभुरे भट्ट नौकाते चढ़ाइया भिक्षा दीते निज घरे चलीला लैया यमुनार जल देखी चिक्कन श्यामल प्रेमावेशे महाप्रभु हैला विभल हुंकार करी यमुनार जले दिला झांप प्रभु देखी सबार मने हैला भैल भय कांप आस्ते व्यस्ते सबे धरी प्रभुरे उठाइल नौकार ऊपरे प्रभु नाचिते लागिल महाप्रभुर भारे नौका करे तलमल डूबीते लागिल नौका जल के भरे जल. Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, a person who has the pure characteristics of a Brahmin due to devotional service, which is like a blazing fire burning to ashes all the sinful reactions of past lives, is certainly saved from the consequences of sinful acts, such as taking birth in a lower family. Even though he may be born in a family of dog eaters, he is recognized by learned scholars. But although a person may be a learned scholar in Vedic knowledge, he is not recognized if he is an atheist. For a person devoid of devotional service, birth in a great family or nation, knowledge of the revealed scriptures, performance of austerities and penance and chanting of Vedic mantras are all like ornaments on a dead body. Such ornaments simply serve the concocted pleasures of the general populace. When he saw the Lord's ecstatic love, Vallabha Bhattacharya was certainly very much astonished. He was also astonished by the Lord's knowledge of the essence of devotional service, as well as by his personal beauty and influence. Vallabha Bhattacharya then put Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates aboard a boat and took them to his own place to offer them lunch. While crossing the river Yamuna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the glossy black water and was immediately bewildered with ecstatic love. Indeed, as soon as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the river Yamuna, he immediately made a great sound and jumped into the water. Everyone was filled with fear and trembling to see this. They all hastily grabbed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and pulled him out of the water. Once on the boat's platform, the Lord began to dance. Due to the Lord's heavy weight, the boat began to tilt. It began filling up with water and was on the verge of sinking. Text 82-90. यद्यपि भट्टेर आगे प्रभुर धैर्य हैल मन दुर्वार उद्भट प्रेम नहे संवरण देश पात्र देखी महाप्रभु धैर्य हैल आडाइलेर घाटे नौका आसी उतरिल भये भट्ट संगे रहे, मध्याह्न कराया निजग रहे आनिल, प्रभु रे संगे ते लैया। आनंदित हैया भट्ट दिल दिव्यासन, आपने करिल प्रभुर पाद प्रक्षालन। सवंशे से जल मस्तके धरिल, नूतन कौपिन बहिर्वास पराइल। गंध पुष्प धूप दीपे महापूजा कैल, भट्टाचार्य मान्य करी पाक कराइल। भिक्षा कराइल प्रभुरे सस्नेह जतने, रूप गोसाई दुई भाइये कराइल भोजने। भट्टाचार्य श्री रूपे देवाइला अवशेष, तबे से ही प्रसाद कृष्णदास पाइल शेषे। मुखवास दिया प्रभुरे कराइल शयन, आपने भट्ट करेन प्रभुर पाद संवाहन। ट्रांसलेशन। Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tried to restrain himself as far as possible before Vallabhacharya. But although he tried to keep calm, his ecstatic love could not be checked. Seeing the circumstances, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally became calm so that the boat was able to reach the shore of Adile and land there. Fearing for the Lord's welfare, Vallabha Bhattacharya stayed in his association. After arranging for his bath, the Bhattacharya took the Lord to his own house. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived at his home, Vallabha Bhattacharya, being greatly pleased, offered the Lord a nice sitting place and personally washed his feet. Vallabha Bhattacharya and his whole family then sprinkled that water over their heads. They then offered the Lord new underwear and outer garments. Vallabhacharya worshipped the Lord with great pomp, offering scents, incense, flowers and lamps, and with great respect he induced Balabhadra Bhattacharya, the Lord's cook, to cook. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was offered lunch with great care and affection. The brothers Rupa Goswami and Sri Vallabha were also offered food. Vallabha Bhattacharya first offered the remnants of the Lord's food to Srila Rupa Goswami and then to Krishnadas. The Lord was then given spices to purify his mouth. Afterwards he was made to rest and Vallabha Bhattacharya personally massaged his legs. Text 91 to 98. प्रभु पाठाइला तारे करीते भोजने, भोजन करी आइला तेहो प्रभुर चरणे। हेन काले आइला रघुपति उपाध्याय, तिरुहिता पंडित बड़ वैष्णव महाशय। आसी तेहो कैला प्रभुर चरण वंदना, कृष्णे मति रहु बलि प्रभुर वचन। सुनी आनंदित हैल उपाध्यायर मन, प्रभु तारे कहिल कहो कृष्णेर वर्णन। निज कृत कृष्ण लीला श्लोक पढ़िल, सुनी महाप्रभुर महाप्रेमावेशैल। श्रुतिम अपरे स्मृतिम इतरे, भारतम अन्ये भजन्तु भवभीताः। अहम इह नंदम वंदे यस्यालिंदे परम ब्रह्मा। आगे कहो प्रभु वाक्य उपाध्याय कहिल, रघुपति उपाध्याय नमस्कार कैल। कम प्रति कथयितुम ईशे संप्रति को वा प्रतीतिम आयातु, गोपति तनया कुंजे गोपवधूति वितम ब्रह्मा। Translation. While Vallabha Bhattacharya was massaging him, the Lord asked him to go take prasadam. After taking prasadam, he returned to the lotus feet of the Lord. At that time, Raghupati Upadhyaya of the Tiruhita district arrived. He was very learned scholar, a great devotee, and a respectable gentleman. Raghupati Upadhyaya first offered his respects to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the Lord gave him his blessing, saying, always stay in Krishna consciousness. Raghupati Upadhyaya was very pleased to hear the Lord's blessings. The Lord then asked him to describe Krishna. When Raghupati Upadhyaya was requested to describe Krishna, he began to recite some verses he had personally composed about Krishna's pastimes. Hearing those verses, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed with ecstatic love. Raghupati Upadhyaya recited, "Those who are afraid of material existence worship Vedic literature. Some worship Smriti, the corollaries to Vedic literatures, and others worship the Mahabharata. As far as I am concerned, I worship Krishna's father, Nanda Maharaj, in whose courtyard the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, is playing." While Raghupati Upadhyaya was requested by the Lord to recite more, he immediately offered his respects to the Lord and granted his request. "To whom can I speak? Who will believe me when I say that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is hunting the gopis in the bushes by the banks of the river Yamuna? In this way, the Lord demonstrates his pastimes." Text 99 to 105. प्रभु कहेन कहो तेहो पड़े कृष्ण लीला, प्रेमावेशे प्रभुर देह मन आयु याइला। प्रेम देखे उपाधेय रहिल चमत्कार, मनुष्य नहीं यो कृष्ण करिल निर्धार। प्रभु कहे उपाध्याय श्रेष्ठ मान काय, श्यामम एव परम रूपम कहे उपाध्याय। श्याम रूपेर वास स्थान श्रेष्ठ मान काय, पूरी मधुपुरी वरा कहे उपाध्याय। बाल्य पौगंड कैशोरे श्रेष्ठ मान काय, वयः कैशोर कम ध्येयम कहे उपाध्याय। रसगण मध्य तुम्ही श्रेष्ठ मान काय, आद्य एव परो रसः कहे उपाध्याय। प्रभु कहे भाल तत्व सिखाइला मोरे, एत बलि श्लोक पढ़े गदगद स्वरे। Translation: Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested Raghupati Upadhyaya to continue speaking about the pastimes of Sri Krishna. Thus the Lord was absorbed in ecstatic love and his mind and body slackened. When Raghupati Upadhyaya saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstatic symptoms, he decided that the Lord was not a human being but Krishna himself. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Raghupati Upadhyaya, "According to your decision, who is the foremost being?" Raghupati Upadhyaya replied, "Lord Shyam Sundar is the supreme form. Of all Krishna's abodes, which do you think is the best?" Raghupati Upadhyaya said, "Madhupuri or Mathura Dham is certainly the best." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, "Of the three ages of Krishna known as childhood, boyhood and fresh youth, which do you consider best?" Raghupati Upadhyaya replied, "Fresh youth is the best age." When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, "Among all the mellows, which do you consider the best?" Raghupati Upadhyaya replied, "The mellow of conjugal love is supermost." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said, "You have certainly given first-class conclusions." After saying this, he began to recite the full verse in a faltering voice. Text 106 to 113. Shyamam eva param rupam puri madhupuri vara, vayah kaishorakam dhyayam adya eva paro rasah. प्रेमावेशी प्रभु तारे कैल आलिंगन, प्रेम मत्त हैया तेहों करेन नर्तन। देखी वल्लभ भट्ट मने चमत्कार हैल, दुई पुत्र आनी प्रभुर चरणे पाडिल। प्रभु देखी बारे ग्रामेर सब लोक आइला, प्रभु दर्शने सबे कृष्ण भक्त हैला। ब्राह्मण सकल करेन प्रभुर निमंत्रण, वल्लभ भट्ट ता सबारे करेन निवारण। प्रेमोन्मादे पड़े गोसाई मध्य यमुनाते, प्रयागे चालाइबा यहाँ ना दिबा रहीते। जार इच्छा प्रयागे जाय करीबे निमंत्रण, एत बलि प्रभु लैया करिल गमन। गंगा पथे महाप्रभुरे नौकाते बसाइया, प्रयागे आइला भट्ट गोसाई रे लैया। Translation: The form of Shyam Sundar is the supreme form. The city of Mathura is the supreme abode. Lord Krishna's fresh youth should always be meditated upon, and the mellow of conjugal love is the supreme mellow. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then embraced Raghupati Upadhyaya in ecstatic love. Raghupati Upadhyaya also was overwhelmed by love and he began to dance. Vallabha Bhattacharya was struck with wonder to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Raghupati Upadhyaya dance. He even brought forward his two sons and made them fall down at the Lord's lotus feet. Upon hearing that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had arrived, all the villagers went to see him. Simply by seeing him, they all became devotees of Krishna. All the Brahmins of the village were eager to extend invitations to the Lord, but Vallabha Bhattacharya forbade them to do so. Vallabha Bhatta then decided not to keep Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Adile because the Lord had jumped into the river Yamuna in ecstatic love. Therefore, he decided to bring him to Prayag. Vallabha Bhatta said, if anyone likes, he can go to Prayag and extend invitations to the Lord. In this way, he took the Lord with him and departed for Prayag. Vallabha Bhattacharya avoided the river Yamuna, putting the Lord on a boat in the river Ganga. He went with him to Prayag. Text 114 to 119. लोक भीड़ भये प्रभु दशाशो मेधे जाए रूप गोसाई रे शिक्षा कराया शक्ति संचारिया कृष्ण तत्व भक्ति तत्व रस तत्व प्रांत सब सिखायल प्रभु भागवत सिद्धांत रामानंद पाशे जत सिद्धांत सुनीला रूपे कृपा करी ताह सब संचारिला श्री रूप हृदय प्रभु शक्ति संचारिला सर्व तत्व निरूपणे प्रवीण करीला शिवानंद सेनेर पुत्र कवि कर्णपुर रूपेर मिलन स्वग्रंथे लिखिया चेन प्रचुर कालेन वृंदावन केली वार्ता लुप्तेति ताम ख्यापयितुम विशिष्य कृपामरतेन विशिषेच देवस तत्रैव रूपम च सनातनम च. Translation. Due to the great crowds in Prayag, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to a place called Dashashwamedh Ghat. It was there that the Lord instructed Sri Rupa Goswami and empowered him in the philosophy of devotional service. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Srila Rupa Goswami the ultimate limit of the truth about Lord Krishna, the truth about devotional service, and the truth about transcendental mellows, culminating in conjugal love between Radha and Krishna. Finally, he told Rupa Goswami about the ultimate conclusions of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Rupa Goswami all the conclusions he had heard from Ramananda Rai and duly empowered him so that he could understand them. By entering the heart of Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowered him to ascertain properly the conclusions of all truths. He made him an experienced devotee whose decisions correctly agreed with the verdicts of the disciplic succession. Thus, Sri Rupa Goswami was personally empowered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In his book Chaitanya Chandrodaya, Kavi Karnapura, the son of Shivananda Sen, has elaborately described the meeting between Sri Rupa Goswami and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the course of time, the transcendental news of Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan was almost lost. To enunciate explicitly those transcendental pastimes, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowered Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami with the nectar of his mercy to carry out this work in Vrindavan. Text 120 to 127. Yah prag eva priya guna ganair ghada baddho api mukto geha dhyasad rasa iva paro murta evapi amurtah प्रेमालापैर दृढ़तर परिस्वांग रंगैहि प्रयागे तम श्री रूपम समम अनुपमेनानु जाग्राह देवः प्रिय स्वरूपे दयित स्वरूपे प्रेम स्वरूपे सहजाभि रूपे निजानुरूपे प्रभुर एक रूपे तटन रूपे स्वविलास रूपे ए मत कर्णपुर लिखे स्थाने स्थाने प्रभु कृपा कैला जैचे रूप सनातने. महाप्रभुर जत बड़ बड़ भक्त मात्र रूप सनातन सबार कृपा गौरव पात्र केहो यदि देशे जाय देखी वृंदावन तारे प्रश्न करें प्रभुर पारिषद गण कहो तहाँ कैछे रहे रूप सनातन कैछे रहे कैछे वैराग्य कैछे भजन कैछे अष्टप्रहर करें श्री कृष्ण भजन तबे प्रशंसिया कहे सेई भक्तगण अनिकेत दोहे वने जत वृक्षगण एक एक वृक्षेर तले एक एक रात्रि शयन. Translation. From the very beginning, Srila Rupa Goswami was deeply attracted by the transcendental qualities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thus, he was permanently relieved from family life. Srila Rupa Goswami and his younger brother Vallabha were blessed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Although the Lord was transcendentally situated in his transcendental eternal form, at Prayag he told Rupa Goswami about transcendental ecstatic love of Krishna. The Lord then embraced him very fondly and bestowed all his mercy upon him. Indeed, Srila Rupa Goswami, whose dear friend was Swarupa Damodar, was the exact replica of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was very, very dear to the Lord, being the embodiment of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstatic love. Rupa Goswami was naturally very beautiful. He very carefully followed the principles enunciated by the Lord, and he was a competent person to explain properly the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expanded his mercy to Srila Rupa Goswami just so he could render service by writing transcendental literatures. The characteristics of Srila Rupa Goswami have thus been described in various places by the poet Kavi Karnapura. An account has also been given of how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestowed his causeless mercy upon Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami. Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami were the objects of love and honor for all the great stalwart devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If someone returned to his country after seeing Vrindavan, the associates of the Lord would ask him questions. They would ask those returning from Vrindavan, how are Rupa and Sanatan doing in Vrindavan? What are their activities in the renounced order? How do they manage to eat? These were the questions asked. The Lord's associates would also ask, how is it that Rupa and Sanatan are engaging in devotional service 24 hours daily? At that time, the person who had returned from Vrindavan would praise Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. The brothers actually have no fixed residence. They reside beneath trees, one night under one tree and the next night under another. Text 128 to 134. Vipragrahe stula bhiksha kaha madhukari शुष्क रोटी चाना चिवाय भोग परिहरी करोण्या मात्र हाथे कांथा छिंदा बहिर्वास कृष्ण कथा कृष्ण नाम नर्तन उल्लास अष्ट प्रहर कृष्ण भजन चारी दंड शयने नाम संकीर्तने सेह नहे कौन दिने कभु भक्ति रस शास्त्र करे लिखान चैतन्य कथा सुने करे चैतन्य चिंतन एक कथा सुनी महान तेर महासुख है चैतन्य रे कृपा जाहे ताहे की विस्मय चैतन्य रे कृपा रूप लिखिया छेन आपने रसामृत सिंधु ग्रंथेर मंगलाचरण हृदि यस्य प्रेरणया प्रवर्तितो अहम वराक रूपो अपि तस्य हरे पद कमलम वंदे चैतन्य देवस्य. Translation. Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami beg a little food from the houses of Brahmins. Giving up all kinds of material enjoyment, they take only some dry bread and fried chickpeas. They carry only water pots and they wear torn quilts. They always chant the holy names of Krishna and discuss his pastimes. In great jubilation, they also dance. They engage almost 24 hours daily in rendering service to the Lord. They usually sleep only an hour and a half, and some days, when they continuously chant the Lord's holy name, they do not sleep at all. Sometimes they write transcendental literatures about devotional service, and sometimes they hear about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and spend their time thinking about the Lord. When the personal associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would hear of the activities of Rup and Sanatan Goswamis, they would say, "What is the wonderful for a person who has been granted the Lord's mercy?" Srila Rupa Goswami has personally spoken about the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his auspicious introduction to his book Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 112. Although I am the lowest of men and have no knowledge, the inspiration to write transcendental literatures about devotional service has been mercifully bestowed upon me. Therefore, I am offering my obeisances at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has given me the chance to write these books. Text 135 to 138. ए मत दश दिन प्रयाग रहिया, श्री रूपे शिक्षा दिला शक्ति संचारिया। प्रभु कहे सुन रूप भक्ति रसेर लक्षण, सूत्र रूपे कही विस्तार ना जाए वर्णन। पार अपार शून्य गभीर भक्ति रस सिंधु, तोमाय चाखाइते तार कही एक बिंदु। एत ब्रह्मांड भरी अनंत जीवगण, 84 लक्ष योनि ते करे भ्रमण। Translation. For 10 days, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed at Prayag and instructed Rupa Goswami, empowering him with the necessary potency. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "My dear Rup, please listen to me. It is not possible to describe devotional service completely. Therefore, I am just trying to give you a synopsis of the symptoms of devotional service. The ocean of the transcendental mellows of devotional service is so big that no one can estimate its length and breadth. However, just to help you taste it, I am describing but one drop. In this universe, there are limitless living entities in 84 lakh species, and all are wandering within this universe." Text 139 to 143. केशाग्र शतेक भाग पुनः शतांश करी, तार सम सूक्ष्म जीवेर स्वरूप विचारी। केशाग्र शतभागस्य शतांश सदृशात्मकः जीवः सूक्ष्म स्वरूपो अयम्, संख्यातीतो हि चित्कणः। बालाग्र शतभागस्य शतधा कल्पितस्य च भागो जीवः स विज्ञेय इति चाह पराश्रुतिः। सूक्ष्माणामपि अहं जीवः अपरिमिता ध्रुवास्तनुभृतो यदि सर्वगतास्, तर्हि न सस्यातेति नियमो ध्रुव नेतरथा। अजनी च यन्मयं तद् अविमुच्य नियंत्र भवेत्, समम अनुजानताम यद अमतम मत दोस्ततया। Translation. The length and breadth of the living entity is described as 1/10,000th part of the tip of a hair. This is the original subtle nature of the living entity. If we divide the tip of a hair into 100 parts and then take one of these parts and divide it again into 100 parts, that very fine division is the size of but one of the numberless living entities. They are all chitkana, particles of spirit, not matter. If we divide the tip of a hair into 100 parts and then take one part and divide this into another 100 parts, that 10,000th part is the dimension of the living entity. This is the verdict of the chief Vedic mantras. Lord Krishna says, among minute particles, I am the living entity. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:87-30. The meaning is, O Lord, although the living entities who have accepted material bodies are spiritual and unlimited in number, if they were all pervading, there would be no question of their being under your control. If they are accepted, however, as particles of the eternally existing spiritual entity as part of you, who are the Supreme Spirit Whole, we must conclude that they are always under your control. If the living entities are simply satisfied with being identical with you as spiritual particles, then they will be happy being controllers of so many things. The conclusion that the living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead are one and the same is a faulty conclusion. It is not a fact. Text 144 to 147. तार मध्य स्थावर जंगम दुई भेद जंगमे तीर्यक जल स्थलचर विभेद तार मध्य मनुष्य जाति अति अल्पतर तार मध्य म्लेच्छ पुलिंद बौद्ध शबर वेद निष्ठ मध्य अर्धेक वेद मुखे माने वेद निषिद्ध पाप करे धर्म नाही गणे धर्माचारी मध्य बहुत कर्मनिष्ठ कोटि कर्मनिष्ठ मध्य एक ज्ञानी श्रेष्ठ. Translation. The unlimited living entities can be divided into two divisions, those that can move and those that cannot move. Among living entities that can move, there are birds, aquatics, and animals. Although the living entities known as human beings are very small in quantity, that division may be still further subdivided, for there are many uncultured human beings like Mlechas, Pulindas, Bauddhas, and Shabaras. Among human beings, those who are followers of the Vedic principles are considered civilized. Among these, almost half simply give lip service while committing all kinds of sinful activities against these principles. Such people do not care for the regulative principles. Among the followers of Vedic knowledge, most are following the process of fruitive activity and distinguishing between good and bad work. Out of many such sincere fruitive actors, there may be one who is actually wise. Text 148 and 149. कोटि ज्ञानी मध्य है एक जन मुक्त कोटि मुक्त मध्य दुर्लभ एक कृष्ण भक्त कृष्ण भक्त निष्काम अतैव शांत भुक्ति मुक्ति सिद्धि कामी सकल अशांत. Translation. Out of many millions of such wise men, one may actually become liberated, mukta, and out of many millions of such liberated persons, a pure devotee of Lord Krishna is very difficult to find. Because a devotee of Lord Krishna is desireless, he is peaceful, fruitive workers desire material enjoyment, jnanis desire liberation, and yogis desire material opulence. Therefore, they are all lusty and cannot be peaceful. Text 150 to 152. मुक्तानाम अपि सिद्धानाम नारायण परायणः सुदुर्लभः प्रशांतात्मा कोटिष्वपि महामुनि. ब्रह्मांड भ्रमिते कौन भाग्यवान जीव गुरु कृष्ण प्रसादे पाए भक्ति लता बीज माली हैया करे से बीज आरोपण श्रवण कीर्तन जले करे सेचन. Translation. Mahaprabhu quoted a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 6:14-5. O great sage, out of many millions of materially liberated people who are free from ignorance, and out of many millions of siddhas who have nearly attained perfection, There is hardly one pure devotee of Lord Narayan. Only such a devotee is actually completely satisfied and peaceful. Again he continued, according to their karma, all living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe. Some of them are being elevated to the upper planetary systems and some are going down into the lower planetary systems. Out of many millions of wandering living entities, one who is fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. By the mercy of both Krishna and the spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of the creeper of devotional service. When a person receives the seed of devotional service, he should take care of it by becoming a gardener and sowing the seed in his heart. If he waters the seed gradually by the process of Shravan and Kirtan, hearing and chanting, the seed will begin to sprout. Text 153 and 154. उपजिया बाड़े लता ब्रह्मांड भेदी जाए, विरजा ब्रह्मलोक भेदी परव्योम पाए, तबे जाए तद ऊपरी गोलोक वृंदावन, कृष्ण चरण कल्प वृक्षे करे आरोहण. Translation. As one waters the bhakti lata bij, the seed sprouts and the creeper gradually grows to the point where it penetrates the walls of this universe and goes beyond the Viraja river. Lying between the spiritual world and the material world, it attains Brahmalok, the Brahman effulgence, and penetrating through that stratum, it reaches the spiritual sky and the spiritual planet Golok Vrindavan. Being situated in one's heart and being watered by Shravan and Kirtan, the Bhakti creeper grows more and more. In this way, it attains the shelter of the desire tree of the lotus feet of Krishna, who is eternally situated in the planet known as Golok Vrindavan, in the topmost region of the spiritual sky. Text 155 to 157. ताहा विस्तारित हैया फले प्रेम फल, इहाँ माली सेचे नित्य श्रवणादि जल. यदि वैष्णव अपराध उठे हाथी माता, उपाड़े वा छिंदे तार सुखी जाय पाता. ताते माली यत्न करी करे आवरण, अपराध हस्तीरा जैचे ना है उद्गम. Translation. The creeper greatly expands in the Golok Vrindavan planet and there it produces the fruit of love of Krishna. Although remaining in the material world, the gardener regularly sprinkles the creeper with the water of hearing and chanting. If the devotee commits an offense at the feet of a Vaishnava while cultivating the creeper of devotional service in the material world, his offense is compared to a mad elephant that uproots the creeper and breaks it. In this way, the leaves of a creeper are dried up. The gardener must defend the creeper by fencing it all around so that the powerful elephant of offenses may not enter. Text 158 to 160. किंतु यदि लतार संगे उठे उपशाखा, भुक्ति मुक्ति वांछा जत असंख्य तार लेखा. निषिद्ध आचार कूटी नाटी जीव हिंसन, लाभ पूजा प्रतिष्ठा आदि जत उपशाखा गण. सेक जल पाया उपशाखा बाड़ी जाए, स्तब्ध हैया मूल शाखा बाड़ी ते ना पाए. Translation. Sometimes unwanted creepers, such as the creepers of desires for material enjoyment and liberation from the material world, grow along with the creeper of devotional service. The varieties of such unwanted creepers are unlimited. Some unnecessary creepers growing with the bhakti creeper are the creepers of behavior unacceptable for those trying to attain perfection, diplomatic behavior, animal killing, mundane profiteering, mundane adoration, and mundane importance. All these are unwanted creepers. If one does not distinguish between the Bhakti Lata creeper and the other creepers, the sprinkling of water is misused because the Other creepers are nourished while the Bhakti Lata creeper is curtailed. Text 161 to 166. प्रथमे उपशाखार करे छेदन तबे मूल शाखा बाड़ी जाए वृंदावन प्रेम फल पाकी पड़े माली आस्वादय लता अवलंबी माली कल्प वृक्ष पाए ताहा से कल्प वृक्षेर करे सेवन सुखे प्रेम फल रस करे आस्वादन एत परम फल परम पुरुषार्थ जार आगे तृण तुल्य चारी पुरुषार्थ रिद्ध सिद्धि व्रज विजयिता सत्य धर्म समाधिर ब्रह्मानंदो गुरुरपि चमत्कारयति एव तावत् जावत् प्रेमना मधुरिपु वसी कार सिद्धौषधीनाम गंधो अपि अंतःकरण शरणी पांथाताम न प्रयाति। शुद्ध भक्ति हैते है प्रेम उत्पन्न अतएव शुद्ध भक्ति कहिए लक्षण। Translation. As soon as an intelligent devotee sees an unwanted creeper growing beside the original creeper, he must cut it down instantly. Then the real creeper, the Bhakti Lata, grows nicely, returns home back to Godhead and seeks shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna. When the fruit of devotional service becomes ripe and falls down, the gardener tastes the fruit and thus takes advantage of the creeper and reaches the desired tree of the lotus feet of Krishna in Golok Vrindavan. There the devotee serves the lotus feet of the Lord, which are compared to a wish-fulfilling tree. With great bliss he tastes the juice of the fruit of love and becomes eternally happy. To taste the fruit of devotional service in Golok Vrindavan is the highest perfection of life, and in the presence of such perfection, the four material perfections, religion, economic development, sense gratification and liberation are very insignificant achievements. As long as there is not the slightest fragrance of pure love of Krishna, which is the perfect medicinal herb for controlling Lord Krishna within the heart, the opulences of material perfections known as the siddhis, the brahminical perfections, satya, sama, titiksha and so on, the trance of the yogis and the monistic bliss of Brahman all seem wonderful for men. When one is situated in pure devotional service, he develops love of Godhead. Therefore, let me describe some of the symptoms of pure devotional service. So here I end my recitation. I will continue it later on. Hari Bol, Dandot Pranam.